The Biden administration is considering enforcement measures to prevent illegal immigration across the southern border, according to two U.S. officials. With border security legislation unlikely to pass Congress, plans available for review show the White House wants to do something before the numbers at the border, which have fallen over the past month, rise again as expected. According to the officials, the plans have been considered for months. In December, as Congress prepared to leave town for a recess without a border resolution, illegal border crossings on the southwest border reached a record high of more than 10,000 a day. The pending unilateral measures could upset some congressional progressives, the officials said, but they noted that Democratic mayors who have asked the federal government for more help to deal with the influx of immigrants into their cities would be pleased. The measures are still being prepared and are not expected in the near future. On Wednesday, Senate Republicans blocked a bipartisan border bill. They spent months negotiating with Democrats and the Biden administration. A White House spokesman said in a statement, "The administration has spent months negotiating in good faith to craft the toughest and fairest bipartisan border security bill in decades because we need Congress to enact major policy reforms and provide additional funding to secure the border." Today, Republicans in Congress decided to put partisan politics before our national security and voted against what border agents said they needed. No regulatory measure could achieve what a bipartisan national security agreement would have done for border security and the immigration system as a whole. Despite how much any executive action appears to increase immigration enforcement both at the border and inside the United States, officials say it pales in comparison to the effects that would come if Congress were to pass the Border Security Act. "That's Plan B," said the official. Both officials said there was no way. On Tuesday, President Joe Biden said the bipartisan bill would have made significant fixes to our broken immigration system, calling it the toughest and fairest law ever proposed on the border. Biden is facing a growing political backlash, including from members of his own party, over his borderline re-election campaign. He plans to cite Republican reversals of bipartisan border laws as evidence that the GOP doesn't really want to fix the problem for political reasons. But he remains vulnerable on the issue, trailing his 2024 opponent, former President Donald Trump, by more than 30 points on border security and immigration control, according to a new NBC News poll released this week. The Biden administration has already taken some unilateral actions to try to stem the flow of immigration. In May, when COVID restrictions were imposed on border departures, the Department of Homeland Security introduced restrictions that would make more immigrants eligible for expedited deportation. But the high numbers meant the vast majority of migrants detained by border officials were still allowed into the United States.